Hello students, in the previous class we have discussed about the valence bond theory. So today let us going to discuss about the crystal field theory. Okay. So generally according to valence bond theory, what we have spoken, bond between metal atoms is purely covalent bond. Yes or no? So what we have spoken according to valence bond theory, bond between metal ion and ligand is purely covalent. Yes or no? This only we have spoken. But coming to crystal field theory, what he has says, crystal field theory explains about the bond between metal ion and ligands as electrostatic interaction. Means this is a electrostatic interaction between the ligand bond, which will give ionic structures. We can say which will give purely ionic structures between metal atom and the ligand. So ligands here are treated as point charges. We can say which is related to the isolated gaseous dipoles in case of neutral molecules. Okay, so there are 5d orbitals we are having. So what we can say here, coming to here, let us see here what we are going to have. So coming to here, crystal field theory assumes what here, crystal field theory assumes the bond between metal ion and ligand is as electrostatic attractions. Electrostatic interaction means what? They are ionic, purely ionic we can say. So here ligands act as what here? Ligands act as point charges we can say. In this, the ligands is going to act as point charges. Okay. So when it approaches, so in pure metal atom, the 5d orbitals have same energy, equal energy. So that's why we say what here? Degenerate. What do you mean by degenerate? In pure metal atom, the 5d orbitals are in same energy. So when it is in same energy, so that's why we call it as what? That is degenerate orbitals. So the d orbitals we call it as what? Degenerate orbitals also. Why we are saying degenerate orbitals? So because here the degenerate orbitals is nothing but here. What is degenerate orbitals? The degenerate orbitals is nothing but which is having same energy in the 5d orbitals. Okay. So this d orbitals loses degeneracy when the difference there will be repulsion from ligands. So when they go to ligands, in case of ligands what happens? In case of ligands, the d orbitals lose their degeneracy. So means what? Why they lose the degeneracy? Why? Because of the repulsion from ligands. Due to the repulsion between the ligands, they lose their degeneracy we can say. So generally when ligands are at equidistance from each case of d orbitals, their energy increases to same extent. They will be still degenerate. Means what here? When ligands, whenever the ligands, so means what we can say here? When ligands are at equilibrium, so means what here we can say? Equidistance from d orbitals then energy increases, automatically what happens, they are still degenerate, we can say. So then we can say their energy increases. So whenever the energy increases, then what we can say, they are degenerate, we can say. Okay, so as d orbitals is having different directions in space, so they also different repulsion from ligands, which mainly depends upon direction, we can say. So for example, the orbital lying in direction of ligands will give more repulsion than orbitals lying away due to this d orbitals. Okay, so the splitting of d orbitals, we call it as crystal field splitting, we can say. So what we can say here, the splitting of d orbitals is called what here, crystal field splitting, we can say. Okay, so here the energy of d orbitals also depends upon the number of their ligands and their geometry. We are going to say what we can say, the splitting of d orbitals depends upon the energy of d orbitals, we can say, the splitting of d orbitals depends upon the nature of the crystal field and also number of ligands and geometry around central atom. So what we can say here, the d orbitals depends on the number of ligands and their geometry around central atom. Okay, so this is nothing but crystal field theory postulates, we can see. Now let us see octahedral complexes and in tetrahedral complexes. So generally the d orbital, how it is divides. So the d orbitals is split into how many types? The d orbitals split into 5 types. What is that? 5 orbitals. We are having dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square and dz square. So coming to now in octahedral complex, let us see in octahedral complex what will happen, how the crystal field is splitted. Okay, in octahedral structure what will happen here, in octahedral structure generally there are 5 d orbitals which will differentiate into 2 energies. It is having 2 types of energies. Okay, in octahedral complex means what? So let us take CONH3 6 3 plus. So this is the octahedral complex. So means what, 6 ligands are surrounding the metal atom. So there will be repulsion between the electrons in metal d orbitals and the metal of the ligands also. So here the repulsion is very more when the metal of orbital is directed towards ligand. Then there is wave from ligand. So means what, it is pointing towards the axis. So by this what we can say means here, what are the energies we are having, EZ and T2z. So this EZ orbital consists of dx square minus y square and dz square. So this T2z consists of dxy, dyz, dzx orbitals. Okay, there are 2 energies. So it is having high energy, it is having low energy. So this is having what here, this is having low energy, this is having high energy. Okay, so now let us see, metal is approaching. So when metal will be having, this metal will be having repulsion. So when ligand we are going to treat here, 6 ligands we are having, 1 2 3 4 5 6 ligands we are having. So now you are taking energy. Okay, So here in this we are taking 5 d orbitals, okay, which is in free metal ion. Means what here? Dx square minus y square, dz square, dxy, dyz, dzx is in free metal ion. Okay, so now these metal ions, when you apply some of the energy, okay, when you take it in x-axis, so when you apply some amount of energy, again these 5d orbitals, okay, d orbitals spherical crystal field. So this is in crystal field. Average energy of the d orbitals is in what here? This is in spherical crystal field, which will be like this. Then the ligands will be dividing into two shapes. So this consists of T2Z. One is dxy, dyz, dzx. So here this is easy, dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay, so this is dxy, dyz, dzx. This is dx square minus y square, dz square, easy orbital. So this whole is consist of the distance between this consist of delta naught. So when it is divided into some energy, so it is having how much energy? Lower energy. It is having high energy. So it is divided by 2 by 5 delta naught. It is divided by 3 by 5 delta naught. So means what? To give 3 orbitals of lower energy T2Z and 2 orbitals of higher energy EGZ. So means what we can say here? EZ will give higher energy, T2Z will give lower energy. So the splitting of degenerate level due to the presence of ligand. Okay, so this is nothing but crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes, which is denoted by delta naught for octahedral. So means what? The energy of the 2 EZ will increase by 3 by 5 delta naught, and it will decrease by 2 by 5 delta naught. So here the crystal field splitting delta naught depends upon the charge on the metal ion only. So it depends upon the charge on the metal ion. Why? Because here some ligands are able to produce strong fields. In each case it will be very large, others will produce weak field, and splitting of d orbitals is going to takes place. Okay, so this is nothing but octahedral splitting in crystal field energy. When you take, if suppose delta naught means P represents an electron pairing is in there, so then you will be having here delta naught is less than P. If delta naught less than P, so electron pairing, we can say P is nothing but electron pairing. Okay, so this one we call it as weak field ligand. What we can say here? Weak field ligand. So means what we can say? They have high spin complex. If delta naught is greater than P, this is also electron pair. So strong field ligand, low spin complexes, we can say. Means what we can say here? It is having T2Z3, EZ1. When electron goes, if it is having T2Z4, EZ0, this is the thing we are going to have. Okay, so now let us see about in tetrahedral complexes how it is going to divide. The reverse of the octahedral complexes, we can say. Next one, tetrahedral complexes, we can say. Okay, so in tetrahedral complexes, it is having same free metal ions. When you apply energy, free metal ions is forming average spherical shape. This is free metal ion. It is average spherical shape. So it is divided into, again, this is here T2Z, here we are having EZ, T2G. So it is having the distance is what here? Overall delta T, which is divided, so here opposite 2 by 5 delta t, 3 by 5 delta t the distance. So here having dxy, dyz, dzx, here having dx square minus y square and dz square. We are going to have like this. Okay. So whenever it is having, it is the difference energy difference between two states of d orbital, we call it as what here. So the difference between two energy states, we call it a crystal field splitting, we are going to say here. So here we are having delta t is equals to generally 4 by 9 delta naught, we will be saying. Why? Because here the splitting energies are not sufficiently large. So here it is having lower energy, it is having higher energy. T2 is having what here? Higher energy. It is having lower energy. This is mistake I have told you here. This is having what here? Higher energy here. Here higher energy, here lower energy we are going to have. Okay, so this is about tetrahedral complexes. So what are the difference? So whenever we are dividing these, the difference between the two energies, what we can say here, the difference between two sets of d orbitals is called crystal field splitting energy, we say, denoted by delta naught or delta t, we are going to say. Okay, so O stands for what here? O is nothing but octahedral complex, T is nothing but tetrahedral complex. So the splitting of d orbitals, what we can say here? Nature of the ligand. The splitting of orbitals, it depends mainly on the ligand only. The splitting of orbitals depends on nature of ligands. Okay, so means what? It is having crystal field, small crystal field splitting, we can say weak field ligands. If it is having large crystal field splitting, we can say it is a strong field ligands. Means what here? If the splitting is less, then it is having, if the splitting is less, it is weak field ligand. If its splitting is high, we can say it is strong field ligand. So based upon the ligands to split the d orbitals, they are arranged in series known as spectrochemical series. What we can say? Based on ligands to split the d orbitals, they are arranged in series. Arranged in series, we call it as what? Spectrochemical series. So here we are having order. What is that order? I minus, Br minus, SCN minus, Cl minus, NO3 minus, S minus 2 minus, F minus, OH minus, oxalate C2O4 minus 2, H2O, NCS, EDTA, NH3, En, NO2, Cn and CO. So this is about spectrochemical series which is having the order. Okay, so this is having carbon monoxide is having high spectrochemical series compared to this all, and I minus is the very least, IR minus, Br minus, SN minus. Okay, if the splitting is more, then it is having the strong crystal field splitting. If splitting is less, it is having the weak crystal field. So now let us see limitations of crystal field theory. What are the drawbacks? We can see limitations of crystal field theory. So here only ligands are considered point charges. What about negative charges? Negative ligands will show repulsion and then neutral molecules. Yes or no? But coming to here, anions are weaker than neutral molecules. It cannot be explained correctly. So what we can say here, ligands are considered as point charges, we can say. Ligands are considered point charges. The negative ligands is greater than, means anions are weaker than neutral molecules. Okay, so it does not consider the covalent nature of the bonding between ligand and central atom. If you have been observed, it is not showing covalent nature. Okay, not showing covalent nature of central metal atom. And ligand. It is not giving correct explanation. And what are the advantages it is having? It explains structure, color and magnetic properties of complexes. So here the crystal field energy and compared to octahedral field, it is very less. There are two reasons we are going to have. So what we can say, what is the advantage we are having for these two are the limitations we are having. So what is the advantage? It explains structure, magnetic properties and color of complexes. Yes or no? So we say that delta T is less than delta naught. Why we are saying in crystal field splitting delta T is less than delta naught? Why we are saying like this means there are only 4 ligands instead of 6. Yes or no? The ligand field is only 2/3 of the size. Coming to the ligand field splitting is also 2/3 the size. So means what, the direction of orbitals does not coincide with the direction of ligands. This reduces the crystal field splitting by 2/3, we can say. Why it is reducing? Because here delta T is having 4 ligands tetrahedral, compared to delta naught it is having 6 ligands. So means what, here it is having 2/3 of this size. That's why the direction of orbitals does not coincide with direction of ligands. So this is nothing but limitations and advantages. So in the next class we can speak about the color and coordination compounds. Thank you.